Hi guys and welcome to Two Ordinary Nerds, a podcast where two ordinary nerds talk about all the latest shows, movies, games, and everything nerdy.
For today's episode, we're going to talk about Fear the Walking Dead and Stranger Things from Netflix. I'm Daniel Narvaez. Next to me is my host, Louis Booth.
Something we do in the podcast that on every episode, drink 1 or 3 beers, and we will try to have a different one every time. For this episode, I am having Boulevard Frequent Flyer Indian Pale Ale. It's a new IPA that's out from Boulevard, and it's pretty delicious. Daniel, what are you having?
I'm having Vanilla Porter from Breckenridge Brewery. It's a Colorado-based, and it has a light hint of vanilla, and it's delicious.
Now that our egos are ready, let's jump into this episode. Alright, we're going to talk about Fear the Walking Dead first. It just came back. For those who don't know, Fear the Walking Dead is a spin-off of Walking Dead. Basically focuses on a different group of people that come from LA. In the first season, they basically have to deal with the outbreak of the virus, of the Walking Dead virus.
So it starts from the get-go, from the virus's get-go, or it's like Walking Dead that you start like 2 weeks afterwards?
No, it starts from the very beginning. That's the difference between this and the regular Walking Dead is this starts right when it happens.
Like, I've never seen the Fear Walking Dead. I may seen like one episode, like random, but not anything special. So I'm completely new. I haven't seen Walking Dead, so I'm interested to see the difference on the comparisons that you come up with.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The difference is you have it does start from when the zombie outbreak starts. So these people don't, compared to the ones that are actually in Walking Dead when Rick first wakes up from his coma, those people know what's going on. The people that are in this apocalypse, they don't really know what's going on first. Some of them are hesitant to kill the zombies. Other ones are just like, hey, we should kill them.
So it's like Rick at the beginning.
Yeah, I guess, because Rick was kind of hesitant, but he caught on quick. I mean, there's a guy in the show called Travis. He's one of the main characters, and he still doesn't want to kill any of these things, because he still has a feeling that they're going to come back. So basically,
So what happens? Like, what happened in season 1, basically?
Season 1 is the outbreak starts, and then everything crumbles. All infrastructure, city infrastructure, state, worldwide collapses.
So it's a worldwide thing?
Yeah.
So now we know it's a worldwide.
It's worldwide. So basically, the military collapses, and they have to find a safe place to go. Well, one of the main characters, his name is Nick, he finds a gentleman in this prison, and basically...
A gentleman in a prison?
A gentleman in a prison. That sounds really dirty. I wonder what they were doing. So he basically meets this guy named Strand, and Strand helps him and his family escape, and they go to get on this yacht that he has. That's the end of season 1. The beginning of season 2, they get on the yacht, they start traveling, and then there's people that are similar to pirates. They're just trying to take over ships, get what they can, because everyone's just trying to survive. Some people are more ruthless than others. So they find out that Strand is kind of works with a cartel. So they go to Mexico, where he's from. Well, not really from, but where most of his family and friends are in Mexico, businesses. And so the family and everyone stays there for a while. And then the lady who runs the place, she kicks them out. She doesn't like a lot of them. She says, oh, you guys been snooping around here, you gotta get out of here. Nick is a heroin addict, and he's the only one that really seems to grasp the Walking Dead. He likes it. Like, he found out that early on, if you smear blood on you, you can walk amongst the dead. And you don't get caught, which they find that out in the first season of Walking Dead, but not for a while.
Yeah, it's all about the smell. That's what I noticed. I think it's more about the smell more than anything else. I'm not 100% sure if you carve yourself in dog shit. Would that make the deal?
No, it's the blood, and the blood has to be fresh, because in the part B of season 2 that just started, he has a part where he's covered in blood, but it's dry, and the walkers can smell him.
So you have to get like fresh blood.
It has to be fresh all the time.
And this has to be blood. It can't be any other smell. I thought it has to be smell. How do they know if it's fresh blood or if it's...
Because he takes it from the walker.
Oh.
Yes, right from their body. But yeah, he goes his separate way. The mom and the daughter go their separate way. Travis has his own son, and they kind of go their own way. That's the end of basically a quick recap of season 2, part A. Because just like regular Walking Dead, they split it up in 2 sections.
We've always been curious, like, which one is more gruesome? Is it Walking Dead?
Walking Dead's way more gruesome. This one hasn't really dove into that part yet. They still have a lot of walkers, but it's more so people. Compared to Walking Dead, it's more sparse because they're in Georgia, so there's not as many people out there, and they're not seeing a lot of people. And here you actually see quite a bit of people at first because it's the beginning of the outbreak. So up to now in the show, we're about 2 months into the outbreak.
So basically, is the like another like in the first couple seasons of Walking Dead, the humans are not the enemy, walkers are, and then slowly but surely, like first comes one enemy, and they're more human and less. You're no longer scared of the walkers unless there's like a drone. Is that the same here, or is it not? Is the humans just the bigger threat than walkers?
Right now, the humans are the bigger threat in this situation.
So they jump really quick into humans.
Yeah, Sunday was the beginning of the mid-season premiere of Fear the Walking Dead, and it focused strictly on Nick. And Nick was focused on after he left the group at the Mexican villa. He started walking on his own just to find other people. He stated he wanted to walk until he found where the monsters aren't monsters anymore, is what he said. And basically, he walked, and then he was on a highway. Well, first, he had a friend that gave him water in a bag, and so he walked for a while, stayed in this house, and then he thought the house wasn't taken over, but really it was. And he's in Mexico, and he doesn't know any Spanish. So this lady comes up to him and hits him with a baseball bat. He wakes up, and he's like, let me grab all my stuff so I get out of here. I didn't know it was your place. And then she's like, no, get out of here. And so he didn't have any water or anything.
So he just got in the middle of the desert walking?
Yeah, he went to the middle of the desert walking. He wound up on a highway. There's a bunch of guys who were rebels, basically, and they just like killing the walkers, but they also killed humans, too. Like, there's this old guy in the seat, and he was saying, I'm pretty sure he was saying, I'm not bit or anything. He just looked famished. Well, they stabbed him anyways and killed him. And then they saw Nick run off, and they tried to shoot him. Well, Nick got away, wound up in the desert again, got attacked by a dog.
Is that the famous scene of the guy eating the dog?
Yeah.
And his own urine?
Yeah. Yeah. He eats the dog.
I think I threw up a little bit in my mouth.
Yeah, I mean, you drink a little bit of pee. Have you smelled it? It's not good.
I hope he didn't have asparagus for lunch.
He had dog. Oh, and cactus. He tried to eat cactus, and it's a misnomer that if you go to a cactus and you open it, there's water in it. That's not true. And
I thought you can drink that.
No.
You squish it?
No. There's some cactuses like that, but most of them you can't do that. There's moisture in there, but you can't eat it. If you eat it, you'll throw up, have diarrhea, and then die of dehydration. So,
the more you know.
Yeah, the more you know. Don't eat cactus, especially with the thorns on it. So then he gets attacked by a dog, gets on top of a bus. The walkers eat the dogs, and they run off, and he eats the dog. Then he decides, oh, hey, you know what? I'm going to take a piss in my hand because I can't find anything to drink. So he drinks his piss. He gags more on the cactus than he does on his piss, which doesn't make sense, but he's a heroin addict, so the likeliness of him drinking his pee before, I mean, let's be honest, he probably drank his pee.
It could be. This guy seems like a trooper.
Yeah, he's pretty strong. He knows what he's doing.
But I mean, it's a smart idea. I mean, you have to do what you have to do to survive.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and if you eat dog, you have to eat dog, and if you have to drink your own piss, you have to drink your own piss.
So basically, it just he winds up at another villa. He ends up at another villa, and that's where it's at now. It was all focused on him.
So far, what do you think about? I know the first season, the first premiere, was it a good premiere?
The first season was pretty slow. This season's a lot faster paced. It's good. I mean, at least it's something to watch before regular Walking Dead comes back.
But does it give you that answer oh my god, I want to watch the next episode like Walking Dead does? They always leave you in a cliffhanger.
Yeah, some of the characters are captivating because you want to know what's going on and why they're doing what they're doing.
Do you ever think they're gonna Walking Dead and Fear Walking Dead will cross paths?
No, Robert Kirkman said that they're two separate shows.
Who's Robert Kirkman?
Robert Kirkman's the creator of Walking Dead. He's
the comic creator?
He's the comic creator
writer.
And the writer.
Okay.
He also writes for Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead.
And he says there's no way
he created the Fear the Walking Dead, and he said, yeah, it's they're not going to cross paths.
But they always didn't say that, but they always do like the Christmas special.
If ratings fall enough, they'll meet up.
Oh, look at that! We're in Georgia now. No, they're in Washington. They're not in Georgia.
Yeah, they're in Washington. Yeah, that's right.
You're supposed to be an expert in this.
Yeah. You know what? I can't know everything for you.
That's why this is called Two Ordinary Nerds. We're not experts. We just like the show. We like to talk about it.
But yeah, that's about the rest of the show. What
will you make? So somebody who watched The Walking Dead, do you think will enjoy watching the Fear Walking Dead, or is it just so monotonous or the same as Walking Dead that you really is gonna get?
If you're a true Walking Dead fan, like hardcore Walking Dead fan, you would like Fear the Walking Dead.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure if you're a hardcore Walking Dead fan, you're already watching it. I'm just talking about the guy who watches Walking Dead, who knows that they Fear Walking Dead, but he never had a chance. Maybe because it's not on Netflix. Maybe he doesn't feel like downloading it or whatever. What would you say is try to convince me, for example, to go and watch it? Why would I watch it? I like Walking Dead. I don't love it, but I like it.
Well, I mean, that's just where you're wrong. You should love it. I mean...
My problem is it's going to get a point that's going to be monotonous. Like, it's always the same thing. If it's not the governor, it's the survivors.
The saviors.
The saviors. If it's not the saviors, it's going to be the whisperers. What's going to be next? It's going to be, after the whisperers, the screamers. After the screamers, it's going to be people with tanks. Like, what's the end? Like, I just don't see an end.
Right now, there is really no end for the comic itself. I mean, the show is different. The comic can definitely go on for a while, but the show...
can guarantee that when the comic book sales go down, there's going to be a special zombie break coming out. Like, not the regular walking. They're going to be running, they're going to be jumping, they're going to be smart. Something to make the zombies different. Because right now, for me, it's getting kind of repetitive. I really want to see the survivors because I know Negan is there, and I think that's going to be awesome to see him. But at the same time, after that, it's just another villain. It's another group of people.
Negan, but
I don't understand Negan.
Negan is
what happened after
the villain.
What's going to happen after survivors? Negan gets back to power, maybe, and then we have to take out Negan.
No, Negan.
And then after that, it's going to be something. That's my point with Walking Dead. I love the beginning and the middle, but I'm going to detest and hate the end. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a lost. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be a lost. When it's gonna be amazing in the beginning, and the downfall is gonna be disaster. It's gonna be horrible.
But see, for me, I don't think about the end with this show. I like the now. What's going on in the now. I don't think about it repetitive because it's not. I mean, the governor is different. He had cage fights with walkers. They killed military guys. Negan's completely different. Negan's
Negan is a Joker. Is the Joker.
Yeah, he's a smart adversary. That's a good way to put it. He is the Joker of Walking Dead. I mean, he's very smart. He's the one who challenges Rick the most, and he's a main character. I mean, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but that's my thing with the Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead and zombie movies in general. Is if it's not a cure, it's just going to be another Resident Evil movie. It's just going to go, okay, so there's more zombies. Okay, well, there's more people to kill. Okay, well, I've seen this 100 times.
Well, that's what's good about the Walking Dead and the Fear the Walking Dead is that of course, Fear the Walking Dead, there's no comics based off that. That's just something that they write in a writer's room. That's something they created. Walking Dead
Where can we get more money out of this?
Walking Dead is based off of the comic.
Let's make more toys.
Yeah.
We already have toys. Oh, let's make more covers for the comics. There's 20 covers in every comic. A new show.
How can we CSI this?
But I mean, it's a good show. Like, I mean, my criticism is just pure criticism. And now that I think about it, I mean, I like to enjoy the show, but I mean, it's not like I'm fearful that was gonna happen. I'm fearful that it's gonna stale. It's just gonna run out of ideas, and then just gonna use this, you know.
I think this season is like where it's gonna shake up, because now Rick isn't the top dog, and every season Rick has always been the top dog, and now he's bottom.
Who's
bitch.
the top dog now?
Negan.
No, but in Fear the Walking Dead, who's the top dog?
They don't really have one. I mean, they don't really have a top dog.
So there's no leader in the packs?
Because they're all separate.
Huh.
Yeah, they don't stay somewhere long enough to meet like a leader where there's a villain. There's not really any villain.
So it's
there.
still pretty much chaotic everywhere.
Yeah.
So there hasn't had time to settle down in communities. It's still, yes, everything is fresh.
Yeah. As for, Walking Dead, this will change because once the premiere happens, there'll be two people are going to get killed by Negan. And that'll change.
What are your predictions?
My predictions are Glenn and Abraham. I think Glenn, they're going to stick to the comics and have Glenn killed, and I also think that Abraham's going to jump up when Negan beats Glenn to death, and then he's going to beat Abraham also.
And you saying that because he's a redhead?
Yeah, well, because he's a ginger,
I'm going to say just Glenn. I'll say Glenn, and if anything, he beats somebody up, but not to the pulp. And I think it could have been Rick. I think Rick is going to jump, and he's just going to beat the crap out of Rick, and just have him just be like, bitch, stay in your place. I am the dog now.
Well,
that's what I think is going to happen.
This season is going to be a lot of Negan telling Rick to put him in his place. And, if according to the comics, if Glenn does die, Maggie shifts her way of thinking at Rick. It takes her a while for her to get back into actually liking Rick, because she's like, oh, this is your fault. You had him killed. You're weak. You're a horrible leader. It's your fault.
And does Rick take it personally too?
Rick does take it personally just because he is their leader. He doesn't.
But does he? I mean, I'm not taking like the comments, but does his leadership? Does he doubt his leadership too?
No, he tries to find a way to better it. I mean, at first, whenever Negan attacks them, then he realizes, okay, well, for now, there's nothing we can do. We gotta give them the food. And a lot of the people don't. They're like, well, why do we have to give him all the food stuff? And they're like, hey, he's got a lot more people. We gotta plan this. We can't just jump the gun and attack. It takes a while, and I think the rest of the season, the whole season, is gonna be Rick figuring out what to do, and then the next season, I think season 8 would be more about fighting with
the battle, like this
actual all out war. But yeah,
what? I think it's a good wrap up for this Fear the Walking Dead and Walking Dead coming up soon. And when does Walking Dead come out?
October 23rd.
All right, on October 23rd, we'll probably have another episode full of Walking Dead with a little more details. But let's move on to Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things. What'd you think?
I loved it. I think it was a great show. It's just such a good. I love the actors, so young and so good.
Yeah.
Like Winona Ryder and the other guy, the chief, they were awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised at just the kids. 11 did such a fucking good job.
Yeah, 11 was amazing. I actually was like, why isn't this girl an X-Men? She's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's just fantastic, and same with all the other kids too.
Before we jump in, before we talk about Stranger Things, we're gonna set our face, which is done, and we're gonna talk about Stranger Things spoiler free. We're just gonna tell you a little bit what's it about, nothing too major, and what we like about it, what we dislike about it, and then we're gonna jump in full spoiler. So, what do you thought about it?
I liked it. I like the kids. I like the young kids are just it reminds me of the Goonies. I love the Goonies, and
that is exactly true.
I like how they're
80 kids.
Yeah,
they're like 80 kids. They're amazing. Like they're the girl 11. She's one of the main persons. It's about 4 kids. A group of 4 kids, and a monster. And basically like a city. And one of those kids just gets kidnapped, and the other kids and this whole entire city try to find it. But those kids are incredible actors. This little girl, she might be 12, 13?
Yeah.
She is such a great actor. She went all through it. Like she shaved her hair. This is like this. A 12-year-old, I cannot imagine just shaving her hair. It's incredible. So every kid has a personality. And without giving too much up, it's a 90s, 80s movie, like the Goonies. So you know how every Goonie had a personality. One was the brave, one was like the goofy one was maybe the more the rebel. Well, this goes
The one's the leader.
Yeah, it all goes like that. There's so many Easter eggs that you're gonna watch it and you're gonna be, oh my god, that's from, like for example, Alien, or that's, oh my god, that's from E.T. Like, it's every single scene or every single episode. It's gonna be Stephen King, Steven Spielberg. You know, the good old when you were a kid watching those movies. That's gonna bring you back all in a great way. You know, all those remakes that you do all that now and then with this is what they should do. New content, but it gets you the feeling of the 80s.
Exactly, yeah. Use some of the same premises, but don't. This kind of has like a Signs feel. Have you ever seen Signs?
Yeah.
The Mel Gibson movie. Yeah. It feels like that because there's aliens.
You don't know what it is. Like, you don't know really exactly what it is. That's what makes it special.
Is it an alien? Is it?
What is it? Is it a human? Is it a monster? Nobody knows what it is. And if you watch the show, like, they're trying to explain it, but they're explaining the X-Way files.
Yep.
You might know, you might not know. Depends on the episode. Like on the X-Files, we don't want to give you anything off, so we are having everything open. We, of course, know about it. But it could be anything. It can be the monster it's a monster. You don't know what it is.
Yep.
And it's it's one of those shows that you will binge watch. Like, you'll watch one episode, you watch another episode, you watch it. And it's not scary. I want to see it's scary. You think it's going to be scary, and you're almost wanting to be able to...
It's a thriller.
Yeah, but it's not scary.
You're on the edge of your seat, but you don't... It doesn't make you jump. There's some parts that are pretty dark and scary, but it's not really... It doesn't happen more or not. It's like a thriller. Basically, You're just on the edge of your seat. You want to know what's going to happen next. And
I would say it's a fair PG-13 movie. It's not... You can watch it with some older kids. I wouldn't go too young either, just because it is still kind of sci-fi horror, but it's not quite horror. I don't know. So overall, what do you think about the actors? Like, I know we talked about it being all good, but with the kids, but the cast in general.
Cast in general was good. I mean, even down to their, the guy at the diner. That guy was a good actor. The scientist, the head scientist guy, he was a good actor. I mean, he's a pretty famous actor. I love
the dad of the kid who's obnoxious, was going around him. The dad, like the typical 80s dad.
The drunk dad.
Yeah, like he doesn't even know what's going on. Yeah. He did a good job.
I like the brother.
The brother. So there's the brother. One of the kids' brothers, you were saying.
Yeah, the brother he's a really good actor. There's a girl that's in there she's a sister to one of the boys. She's phenomenal. She does a great job. I like how she has some really good character fluctuation. She
has a good, I will say, story. How she starts until when she finishes. How you think it's gonna end. It just has a good, nice flow, a natural flow, and that's kind of hard to get in a horror sci-fi movie. Just a natural flow. Like, you will understand her way of thinking, and you understand. It's not like the typical girl, like, oh, there's a murder on loose. Well, let's split up. That's not her. That's you understand the whole entire complexity. So I guess that's a good thing of saying, like, it has a natural feeling.
Yep.
Like, all the interactions that they do they're natural. You won't see them being stupid. There will be some stupid, people do stupid stuff, but I'm saying, like, every stupid idea or every stupid thing, you will think about it. You will be like, yeah, we'll probably did the same thing.
Now we're going to set the phasers to kill, and we're going to jump into the spoiler zone. So if you don't want to go in this area, you probably should stay back in the stun mode.
Basically, this is for people who already watched it or didn't care what's going to happen. So I'm just going to do a really quick recap. There's 4 kids. One of the kids gets missing because this alien monster human from a parallel dimension kidnaps him. The kid manages to escape. And at the same time, this girl pops out of nowhere, her hair's been shaven. She lives in this little, hospital gown.
Well, basically, they don't really show much first. She comes out of the forest. She escapes from somewhere, you don't know where. She escapes from the forest, and then she goes into this diner, and this guy thinks it's a boy. He's like, hey, you can't steal my damn food. And then he realizes that it's a little girl
who probably, was dirty, who's probably escaped somewhere, so he's more concerned than anything. So he gets her food. Then the government, or what we think is the government, some sort of government organization, comes in, kills the poor diner guy. The girl escapes and managed to find herself with 3 boys. The 3 boys basically take her in, thinking that she might know where her
After the main boy
gets lost,
gets kidnapped by the alien.
So they get her home, and they're like, well, maybe you know where my friend is. So they take her out, and basically they figure out that she has powers. She has the power to move objects with her
telekinesis.
Yeah, telekinesis with her mind. Long story short, another girl gets killed and lost, and basically all the town is looking for this boy. The government tries to cover her up, and more people are dying because this monster's just taking care of them. So that's a quick recap, except the part that the kid that got kidnapped first, he's still alive. He managed to escape the killer, the monster, and he communicates with the mother through lights.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it. And they're in a different dimension.
But they have no idea
how to get there.
Yeah, there's another dimension, another world where the boy is, or whoever gets kidnapped from this creature, and they don't know where it is, how to get to it. They don't. There's some way it's coming into this world, but they just don't know how it's coming into the world. Mm-hmm. And so throughout the series, you find out, he's coming through this tree, or he's coming through the wall, and then they find out that the scientists at the lab have a portal to where they...
And that portal was made by the girl by mistake. And she was so frightened when she saw the monster that she basically ran away. And well, that's basic synopsis.
Yeah.
It's an easy way to do. 2 more of us to get it. Oh, I just love the little girl. 11, that's her name. This little girl, I loved her. She did a great fucking job.
The only thing...
Toothless did an amazing job too.
Who?
Toothless.
Oh yeah, the toothless kid with no teeth. He cracked me up. I like how they introduced the bully aspect, and then 11 was just like, yeah, she made that kid pee himself. That was great.
Telekinetic. He basically squeezed his bladder, so he had to pee himself. Yeah, it's such a good movie. It's a show. I guess it's a show. It's such a great show. I loved it. I'm just gonna say my few complaints about the show. What I didn't like about the show is I did not understand how the people escape for those few seconds when the monster picks them up. So the monster takes the boy and he managed to escape. Alright? Then he takes the girl Barb, the friend who gets killed, and she is in the pool and she's like screaming for the other girl's name. Hey. How did she get away? For those, for that 2 minutes that she's away before she gets killed, she gets away. I just don't get it. That's one of my few complaints.
Because she was by the portal. The other girl wasn't by the portal, and the monster knocked her out, so then she got back.
How did she get to the portal? How did she get to the portal? That's my question. She was in the pool. The thing ate her, basically, looks like.
He picked her up.
She picked her up, and then she's back inside the pool.
Yeah, but she's in the pool in the alternate universe.
Yes, but she escaped because she's like, hey, where are you guys? Hey. And then she climbed the ladder.
She didn't escape.
She wasn't grabbed. She was looking around, and then she saw the...
No, but she was still in the alternate universe. Like,
she escaped the grasp. She wasn't...
Well, he didn't have her. He didn't have her under grasp. If you watch the show, he didn't. The monster didn't have them grasped. He kept them alive so that he could feed off of them slowly. So she was laying there unconscious, and so she got out of the pool. She's like, "Oh, I need to get out of here." But it's a flipped universe, so it's the same area she was at.
I understand that, but I mean, it's not like it lasted like 2 days and then she woke up. It wasn't immediate.
Yeah.
She was like, and the monster was not even. It wasn't around her
because he went out to go find other food. They just kidnapped him
and just drops him there and then gets out.
He doesn't go out of the universe. He goes into that universe he's in and feeds on something else. Because he's killing animals too. He can kill anything.
I didn't quite get that part. I didn't understand also the part of that. This girl dies and it seems like nobody gives 2 shits about it.
Yeah, the redhead girl.
Yeah, she disappears. I'm like, oh, she disappeared.
They never talk about. They never.
Oh, she disappeared. Yeah. She's a ginger.
She's dead.
Who gives 2 shits? And the mom is like, they have like this episode. The mom, where's my daughter? Yeah. And then it's like
the girl, her best friend didn't even really care about the.
Yeah, like she's fucking gone, and the friend is like, oh, her car was here. Oh,
and then they're like, okay, we're all happy now.
Oh, let's find another kid. Like that's my part. The only two complaints I had. Like I feel like nobody gave two shits about her.
I didn't like. My only complaint was the fact that which makes sense because they're kids, so they don't really know a lot. But they kept fighting back and forth with 11. Oh, we're friends, now we're not. We're friends, now we're not. I'm like, God, can you guys just have a conversation and be like, hey,
But they're kids. That's one of those things like they were stupid decisions, but I can understand because they were kids. None of them were. It wasn't like, okay, let's split up and try to find the monster. They were kids, like, oh, let's get a slingshot with rocks and we will beat it.
Which ironically messed the. Well, he thought that messed it up at the end. I was like, oh man, that actually worked.
Yeah, exactly. So I understand they're like the kids' decision of getting fighting because they're stressful. Like their friend is gone.
Yeah.
They know it's alive. He's alive and it's gone. So I can understand why there was some sort of conflict there. But overall, it's a great fucking show. I mean, I did my research a little bit and I went on to IMG and they were talking about it for season 2. So if
you mean IGN?
IGN, sorry. IGN, and if people don't want to hear this, it's a double spoiler for next season. If you want to hear it, just cut off now. So basically, I was saying there's going to be justice for Barb. They're going to actually mention Barb and try to find where she is.
Oh, thank God. You're talking about the redhead, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So that's a good point for me, at least. They basically say they're going to use another plot. It's going to be the same people, but it's going to be another plot.
So is 11 alive? Okay, so at the end of the episode...
They didn't say that because that's a big spoiler.
At the end of the episode, 11 basically sacrifices herself to kill the alien / creature that's in this...
I think it's a human from another dimension, but that's my interpretation.
I think it's...
You think it's an alien?
I think it's an alien.
Do you think it's an alien? I think it's a human from another dimension. Like the Time Machine? Have you seen that movie?
Oh, yeah.
That's what more or less got my mind went to.
Well, see, when the scientists, when they start going into alternate universes, that's what happens. It may not be an alien. It could be an alternate universe where it's a predator from a different version of our world. Mm-hmm. And it could be there and it's killing, I don't know how it can consume people from one universe to another, but obviously it has powers as well, like 11.
Mm-hmm. Then they say they might or might not be a new romance between Jonathan and Nancy. I think it's Nancy.
Yeah.
And
Jonathan is the brother of...
And Nancy is the sister.
Yeah. Jonathan's the brother of the kid who gets kidnapped, and Nancy is the friend of the redhead that gets killed.
Yeah, and the sister of the leader, per se, of the kids.
Yeah.
The dungeon master. And
Mike, that was his name.
And the last thing is there's probably going to be a third season.
So they're going to have two more seasons at least.
At least 2 more seasons.
Well, it's the most popular thing on Netflix right now.
Well, yeah. I don't think it's the most popular show, but I think it's the most
on
popular...
Netflix it is right now.
Right now, but I mean, I don't think it's the most popular Netflix show that came out.
No, it's not like House of Cards or something big.
It's
or Daredevil.
I think it's going to be good. I think it has that X-Files vibe.
Yeah. I would definitely like to dive in more with them and see what they can do with that universe.
And have you, like, some of the other, the things I like is like how 11 was dressed up as E.T.
Yeah.
When the kids dress her up, it's basically the same outfit as E.T. was when they dressed him up, or her. Is E.T. a her or a guy? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It could be. But I mean, it's one of those things there's so many Easter eggs everywhere that it's kind of hard to pinpoint. So when you watch it, just let us know. If you find some, and just let us know because there's so many that we...
Feel free to leave in the comments and message us and see how you felt about the show.
And
now we're done talking about Stranger Things. I think we're going to dive into a little bit of news.
Yeah.
I don't have much this week. One thing is that a confirmed fan theory is that they filmed an alternate ending for last season's finale of Walking Dead. So for those comic book fans, if you want to once the Blu-ray comes out, which it comes out August 23rd, watch it. There at the end when Negan comes out, Negan does cuss. He says fuck, fuckity, fuck, 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 which is amazing. So that version, in my opinion, is a lot better.
I got some news here. Zendaya I've never heard of her, but this is rumored to be the new Mary Jane and Spider-Man Homecoming. I hear a lot about saying that she's not white, blah blah blah. I think
who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, I think she looks good. Yeah.
Mary Jane doesn't need to be a ginger, a white redhead.
They said they're gonna make her a ginger, but I don't think it's the point. Who cares if
it's
she's
a love
white,
interest?
Yeah,
as long as she has Mary Jane and she's a love interest to Peter Parker.
I'm kind of disappointed it's not
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy, yes, because if it's high school, it should be Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane. But that's me. I'm a hardcore Spider-Man fan. But I think it's all those fans are just being assholes and ignorant. I mean, if she makes a good Mary Jane, let her be a Mary Jane.
Yeah.
She has to have sass and she has to have the personality. I don't care what race he is.
Yep, I agree. Another news I have is Doctor Strange. They're filming Thor right now in Australia, which is basically a backdrop for New York City. There's a part where a lot of people are taking pictures of them in that area filming because Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston are there, Loki and Thor. So basically, Thor has a note card. It is not a note card, but a business card in his hand, and it has Doctor Strange's address on it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I was gonna say that maybe his doctor persona. I cannot forget what his name was, but back in the old comics, Thor's alter ego was a doctor.
Oh, really? I didn't know
that.
And
he had a stick, and when he hit the stick and said, I forgot the magic word was, he became Thor. And if he let go of his hammer for more than 3 seconds, he went back to a human form. Mm. So I was thinking that would be a fun thing to be. But I know they did that homage in the first Thor movie. They give him an ID card, a fake ID card with that name as his alter ego.
And then the last bit of news I have is the Russo brothers have said Infinity War will wrap up a bunch of stories from the first 3 parts of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So there's going to be a lot of story arcs that are going to wrap up. So probably Thor's, Loki's, probably I would say Iron Man's. A lot of people are going to, the story arcs are going to end, and then they're going to, so Infinity War is going to be the start of new.
The new.
So they'll have new character. I mean, of course, they'll have some of the same. So Black Panther's not going to go anywhere. Doctor Strange will be there, but they're gonna, there's going to be new people. Obviously Spider-Man.
I hope they do like a new I hope the Marvel universe becomes the James Bond universe where there's different Captain Americas, where there's different Iron Man, so everybody can pick which one is his favorite and which one is not.
That's actually not bad. I didn't think about it like that. Yeah, that would be nice to.
So you can, it's because it can continue on, and you can have, hey, look, my favorite Iron Man is Iron, it's this guy. I mean, it's that guy, and it's like, no, because the original is much better. Like, no, but this one is more realistic.
I don't know if they're going to do that because they said Robert Downey Jr. is to Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. So basically, those people are those parts.
Yeah, but saying that, hey, we're going to substitute him with somebody else is kind of disrespectful. But James Bond, for example, like everybody, there's so many good James Bond.
Yeah.
And saying that you like that one better than the other, it's not disrespect to the other. Like I grew up watching Pierce Brosnan, but everybody loves the Scotch. What's his name?
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery is one of the most favorite. My favorite is the newest one. It's the Blondie.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I love him. I think he was the best James Bond. But
Roger Moore is my favorite.
But that discussion and argument, I think is good. Like, I want to see somebody else try Iron Man. Why? Because he did a good job. Nobody else should try it. It's like the Joker.
I think
Joker so good because you could choose so many Jokers that you can have the Jack Nicholson Joker. You can have the Heath Ledger Joker.
The difference between those is that they're different stories. This will be one universe that's a continuation of those stories.
And like a good comic book, they can rewrite it. Oh my God, space comic thing happened. Boom, hey, new people. It happens all the time in the comics. Ultimate Thor, Ultimate this. You can still make it happen and be reasonable.
I think their biggest thing is that they're trying to get, fans into other characters before they do that. I'm sure once in a while they might bring those characters back, but for now, I think when they go to the next story arc, they want to go focus on new characters. Where can we go with this? Get people interested in other stuff.
I wish that it continues. I don't want the Marvel using them to die out just because they just finished their contracts.
Yeah, well, it's not going to die out. They have plenty more planned. They just haven't announced it yet. They'll probably announce it next year at Comic-Con or something. Be like, oh, hey, this is our next phase 4 after Infinity War. This is what's going to happen.
I think my beer is empty. What's yours?
Yeah, my beer's empty as well.
Well, I'm gonna see what you've been reading and watching lately.
Well, still just keeping up with Walking Dead. Watching Fear the Walking Dead's the biggest, and The Last Ship, and playing Fallout. That's about it.
That's cool. I've been watching this Netflix. Nothing too special. I watched this show called Limitless. It's alright. I mean, it kills time. I've been reading Doctor Strange, The Oath from Bong and Martin, and I'm just trying to get my read on before the movie comes up, so I know what's going on.
He's going to be our aficionado of Doctor Strange for the comics, and I'm just going to go in there blind.
Yeah, I know the history, but the basic history. Just trying to jump in and see what's it's about. I've been loving this book, The Oath. So if you get a chance, just get it. The artwork is amazing, and the storyline is pretty fun. So yes, give it a try.
All right. Well, I think that's it.
All right.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter at 2 Ordinary Nerds. You can also message us on the blog. It'll be under 2 Ordinary Nerds as well. And download it on the podcast on iTunes.
If you want to email something to us, just email it to
2ordinarynerds@gmail.com.
I'm Daniel Narvaeza.
I'm Lewis Booth.
And this is 2 Ordinary Nerds.
Cheers.